Yeah, playing in Maryville it's special. I mean, there's no other place like that, obviously. I mean, being here 5 years and seeing it all, it's a special place. It's one-to-one.
Getting ready to play your first game at home at Bearcat Stadium, it's special. This place has meant so much to me because I've seen it change. You know, it was when it was Rick and Broad Stadium when we were here, you know, won the first 2 national championships. You know, the place was packed, but it wasn't like this. Heck, even my senior year, the home side was tore down. They put up that beautiful stadium that is in 2003, you know, right after we left. And so I really appreciate what it is, what it went into making that happen, and then how they elevated the coaches and players from, you know, the time I left till the time really you came back. You know, there's so many great coaches, so many great teams, so many great players, and then that atmosphere. And, you know, unfortunately, I had played some games here as a coach, and, you know, went away with our tail between our legs, getting our butts kicked. The fan base and how much they care, I took it for granted, and then I went on a coaching journey and realized, you know what, there's not a lot of places like Maryville. I mean, there just isn't. And the mystique of what being a Bearcat happens when you come to Maryville and have to play a game, that's real. That aura is real.
It's electric, man. Like this community really loves their Bearcats. Like, I mean, they truly really love us.
When I tell them this is the best place to play a game, it's real. It's true. You know, these are great fans that are passionate, that are going to be out in full force and support you, because they'll be loud and they'll be intense, and they understand the game of football and when you need to be loud and when you don't, and how they can help a team with, you know, just with adrenaline.
It's crazy. When you run out the tunnel, you just see the stands just packed with everybody, and they're just chanting and screaming their butts off for you. It's like, why not give it your all? You know what I mean? Especially like the youth. When the youth, you're running out the tunnel and they're right there. They know who you are as a player, and they're saying your name, and they have their hands out ready for a high five. Like, that's what you do it for. This is why you are a college player.
You know, I hadn't really thought about first home game as much as I was thinking, okay, now we got Kingsville, 7-4 team. They're picked third in their conference. First home game. You talk, then the pressure really went up. I was like, man, okay, we got to do well, because there is going to be a lot of people in attendance, and you know, you only get one chance to make a first impression.
Yeah, so rolling into Kingsville, we didn't really have too much film on them just because they played a team from California that we didn't know too well. So we didn't really know what to expect.
It's exciting, but you also got to be composed too, because, you know, you always want to do better as the weeks go on. Like, yeah, you know, these past 2 weeks we've had great offensive numbers and all that, but it's like, what can you do the next week? You know what I mean? And just keep building and keep building and keep building, because, you know what I mean, the goal is to get better and not stay the same. We know we can do it. You know, we just got to just show it every week, and it starts with practice and preparation. You got to prepare to be able to execute. So if we prepare how we have been doing the last 2 weeks, we'll be just fine.
And back at Bearcat Stadium, Mel Churchman Field, Northwest and West Texas A&M Kingsville going through their pregame warm-ups on a hot and sunny day here in Maryville.
Always love being home at Bearcat Stadium. You know, our fans are phenomenal. Finally being here after 2 weeks on the road, it's just a phenomenal feeling, and excited to see kind of what the Bearcat crowd brings.
This Bearcat team really coming off a performance last week against Washburn, which I think it was truly a team win in that matchup.
You know, it really was. We saw this Northwest Missouri State defense look like so many Bearcat defenses of old. What a big jump from week 1 to week 2 to see the Bearcats get a 34-7 victory, and they just kind of took it to Washburn as that went along.
A little bit of history with these two teams dating back to 1998. Pretty much all of the history in the NCAA Division II playoffs except one regular season game back in 2010.
Yeah, this is kind of a fun one too. You know, the last time, we did see them, 2010, the opener, a loss for Northwest. The Bearcats come back in the playoffs and get a victory down in Kingsville. So it's been a little bit, but you do still feel like, for those of us that have been around to see those games, this is kind of a fun one to kind of get back in with the Lone Star Conference, who the Bearcats were in region with for so long. And after stepping away, the MIAA is back in the same region as the Lone Star Conference. So this is a big game on many different levels.
Yeah, guys, it's a hot one down here on the sidelines. Low 90s around kickoff here. A little bit of wind around 10 miles per hour, but it is sunny. No clouds in sight. It will get all the way up to that 93, 94 mark here at Bearcat Stadium. It's Military Appreciation Day. The Bearcats wearing a special American flag logo, Bearcat paw on their helmets today. A special day for the first home game for Coach McMenamin, and a great way to start off their home season here at Bearcat Stadium, guys.
Here comes the kick. It's a line drive kick, end over end kick. Texas A&M Kingsville will take over 1st and 10 from their 25 to start this game. 10, a handoff goes to Andre Branch, stuck at the line of scrimmage by Zylan Sadler Robinson. The handoff right up the middle. Again, nothing there as Andre Branch gets the carry, and this time runs into Clayton Power, the defensive tackle. Has a lot of time. Looks on the near side. Pass is caught at the 25-yard line again by Moritz. Leaps over defender to the 20 at the number. Nice hold to the 10-yard line to the 5 and down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Straight drop back. Looks to throw toward the back of the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown. It was Matthews coming up with a catch off that right side, about 5 yards into the end zone. Touchdown, Bearcats. What a great drive to open this game for Northwest. The carry, he's heading to the backfield, dives forward, and is close, he's in, touchdown. Javelina is on the board with 5:52 left in the first quarter. Back to pass is Owens on first down, spirals it out near left sideline, pass is caught by Nash at the 35-yard line and out of bounds. Heck of a catch into double coverage right in front of the Bearcat sidelines. Rolls right side, on the run, looks to dump it away, it's caught at the 10-yard line. It's Owens racing out right side toward the pylon. He is in for the touchdown.
A young man that's so explosive with the ball in his hands. Hadn't had a rushing touchdown yet this season, despite averaging 6 yards per carry. That time able to use the speed, get to the edge, and put Northwest back on top.
As he's being pressured by Stockard, rolls right on the run, tosses it down the field, and it is intercepted at the 37-yard line. Picked off by Antoine Jenkins Jr., his first interception as a Bearcat. The transfer from the University of Mary comes up with a big interception. Back to pass is Runkey, airs it out, left side wide open. Morris at the 30 of the hash, angles to the 20 of the numbers, to the 15, the 10, inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line, 1st and goal Northwest. Play action rolling right side, Runkey looks toward the end zone, on the run, looks, throws, passes, cut, and it's good for the touchdown in the back of the end zone. And they're going for a field goal attempt with 1 second left. This will be placed down back at the 47, and it's on the way, and it is blocked away. It's rolled on the left side and out of bounds. Patrick Martin comes in and gets a block at that kick to end the first half. So the Bearcats will go into the locker room at halftime with a 21-7 lead over Texas A&M Kingsville.
Back-to-back drives, points put up by this Kingsville offense. So be about a 42, 43-yard field goal depending on where it's spotted. And it looks like the Javelinas do want to try to make this a one-possession ball game right here.
So 13-19 left in the game. It's a 28-20 game now. A handoff goes to Torrey. Bounce off a tackler who's out left side to the 40, to the 30 at the numbers. Breaks a tackle to the 20 and down to near the 15-yard line. A first down run. And Miller gets the carry. They go back right side to Morris. Now back to Runkey. Wants to throw toward the end zone. It's caught, touchdown. A little razzle-dazzle on Andrew Walkie, the tight end, wide open off the left side into the end zone.
They simulate that reverse when they pitch it back to Runkey, and that left the tight end wide open in the end zone.
Looks to throw deep down the right hash. Pass is caught. Right hash and stumbling into about the 25-yard line. And the handoff goes to Meyer, sweeps out right side, numbers to the 40, 30, sideline to the 25, 20, and he's hit and out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Back to pass, Runkey looks throw, left side, Nash with a catch at the 5-yard line near the sideline, finding his way, spins into the end zone, touchdown Northwest.
That was just a great display of the strength of Erwin Nash, pointing the defender into the end zone.
Bearcat offense has done a nice job answering back after a couple of scores by Texas A&M Kingsville. Draw play going nowhere for the Javelinas on that run. Back to pass, Turner being pressured. They set up a screen left side that goes absolutely nowhere. Great job by Northwest flushing that one out. Back to pass is Turner. Sets, looks, throws, pass caught for another conversion on the left side. And then it's knocked out of his hands. The Bearcats will recover the ball as Jacob Stockard falls on it near midfield. So they had the play converted. Thomas had the catch good for a first down, but then it was knocked out of his hands as he tried to pick up some additional yardage. Takes the snap, hands off to Meyer, sweeps out right side, cuts in, gets a nice block, keeps the numbers 30, accelerates to the 25, breaks a tackle to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Northwest.
A lot of different guys getting in on that offensive line. You've got reserves out there breaking open huge holes against Texas A&M Kingsville as Northwest Missouri State is breaking this game open right here.
An impressive win in their second non-conference game of the season. They pick up the victory as they defeat Texas A&M Kingsville 39-20.
645 yards total for Northwest Missouri State on the day.
having fun. And that's the big thing, is like when you have fun, your confidence is higher, you're not on edge and white knuckling, you just kind of react. And so, we're not perfect yet, but we're better than we were week one. We played it 2 deep on the O-line the whole first half. A lot of different receivers, Washburn, 15 different guys caught a ball. 9 this past week, all our tight ends did, all our running backs did. So you're involving people, they're getting more comfortable, and the crowd is great. It was everything I could ask for and hope for. I get chills still talking about it, and I think it's only going to get better.
Overall, we had a good defensive performance. Let up a little too much than we like to have given up.
I think I know what we are, but we still need to keep playing a few, because there's just, there's a lot of good that's been happening the last couple of weeks, but there's still, a few hiccups in the road. And we talked earlier, he said, all right, if there's a mistake, that's the one time, it's fine. If it's 2-3 times, it's a problem. And, I know we got to take care of the offensive. We got to take care of the ball. Red zone percentage is we haven't kicked field goal yet. We've scored every time we've been in the red zone except for 3 times, and 2 of them were interceptions in the end zone, and then we took a knee. So they're doing really well, but we could be even a little bit better. And one of these games, that's going to matter.
That week's in the past, and now we're on the Moso.
Missouri Southern, is a program that was 2-0. They're playing really well, and you got to go down there, which is always a tough place to play because traditionally they don't, have much of an atmosphere, and kind of a, where they're not a power, but Coach Teeves has them playing really well right now, and it's a good young group, and will give us all we can handle. So, excited to kind of get down there and play, and just see what this group does on the road. I know it's going to be probably a tougher game than we think, but we'll get down there and kind of see how it goes.
Everything we have in, we are very confident about. Like I said, just executing. We just got to execute. When we execute, we are very dangerous. Taking one play at a time and play loose. Like Coach Mack said at the last game, just go out there and play loose. You play loose, you play free. Even if you do make a mistake, make it at 100 miles per hour. I'm ready to play right now. I wish we had a game right now.
Welcome to Hughes Stadium on the Missouri Southern campus in Joplin, Missouri, as Northwest Missouri State and Missouri Southern.
We're seeing a Missouri Southern team like we haven't in quite some time. They're coming out, they're putting up a lot of yards, they're putting up a lot of points. They lead the MIAA, 35.5 points per game, 499 yards per contest. So Atiba Bradley has something working on the offensive side that we haven't seen quite some time. It goes through a freshman quarterback in Tillman Martin, also a few different running backs kind of getting things going, led by Nathan Glaze, who's back after injury from a season ago. Feels like the Bearcats are really coming into their own. A lot of positives for this Bearcat club that's picked up back-to-back wins.
Northwest has won 29 straight against the Lions and hold a 31-4 series lead.
Like Mike Tyson says, everybody's got a plan until you get hit in the mouth. And we got to see if they have that plan.
And here comes the kick by the right-footed Warner. Line drive, end over and kick, and it will sail out of the end zone. So Missouri Southern will take over 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line. Straight drop back, sets as pressure comes in. He'll be brought down to the backfield. Coming in to make an ankle tackle is Niles Shutt.
You love seeing that 2 senior defensive linemen coming together. The big sack for the Cats.
Pushed off, throw on the left side, lobs it up toward the end zone, passes batted away.
See, like Harrison covered that one perfect.
Play action. Owens looks to throw and caught. Leaping up to bring that down was Nash between the hashes. Now it goes with the quarterback keeper, and that is Owens picks up the first down. Nice job by that offensive line on the right side, blowing open the hole. And hands off to the right side. Not a lot there as the handoff that time went to Victor Chianuma. And Chianuma brought down for no gain on the play. Handoff goes to Glade, sweeps out right. He'll be brought down. Coming in to make the play was Grant Berry, the sophomore out of Lincoln, Nebraska. From our left to our right, Rucky back to pass. Goes across the middle, and it's incomplete, thrown just behind the sliding. Now it's caught on the left side. The pass went off the right and gets it to Andrew Walke. Walke past the 45-yard line, 40, 30, and all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
Hit one of the players, bounces up high. Walke's kind of right there. Instead of catching and just standing and saying it must have hit the ground, wisely, boom, takes off running and gets himself down inside the red zone.
Matthews in motion right to left. Handoff goes to Porter. Hit at the line of scrimmage, goes forward into the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown Northwest off that 1-yard run off the left side by Tashawn Porter.
And that Bearcat offensive line got a good push, and it puts Northwest on the board and in the lead.
So Northwest Missouri State goes into the locker room at halftime with a 7-0 lead. So Northwest Missouri State will have the ball in good field position to start this third quarter. First and 10 to run down the left sideline for Deshaun Porter. They go with a little jet sweep to the left side as Warren gets the carry, cuts in with a nice block, 35 to the number to the 30. And Sutter steps out of bounds near the 25-yard line in front of the Bearcat sideline. Where he gets the carry, inside handoff to the 15. Nice little move to the right side at the hash. Second and goal from the 1-yard line for the Lions. Knocking on the door. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri Southern. Play action, straight drop. Goes right side and has Matthews open at the 43-yard line and dances out of bounds. And Dom gets the carry. Breaks a tackle from the line of scrimmage out past the numbers at the 30 to the sideline to the 25 and knocked out of bounds. And that'll be the last play of the third quarter as the clock winds down.
Hey, remember, what's the word we talked about before the game? Trust. Trust y'all. Trust each other. We're going to win this game. It's a football game. Let's get it fun. Let's go find a way.
You can always count on Sunday.
Owens out of the shotgun. Will hand off to Porter. Nice hole. Right up the middle he goes to the 5. But he got into the end zone, but they'll place it at the 1-yard line. Takes a high snap. Hands off to Porter. Lowers his shoulders. Goes toward the goal line as he gets in. Touchdown. Touchdown Northwest. First and 10 for the Lions from their 23-yard line. Now the pistol formation. He spun to the turf for a loss back near the 20 to the 19-yard line. Now the pistol. Trainer gets the carry. Sweeps out left, caught from behind at the 30-yard line. Straight drop goes down the middle of the field and it's tipped and intercepted. Picked up on the interception by Jenkins for Northwest as he is brought down over by the 40-yard line. That pass was tipped up in the air and Antoine Jenkins Jr. comes up with his second pick of the season.
Let's get it, man. This is our team, man.
Must go deep left sideline and it goes incomplete at the 45-yard line. Escaping what would be a would-be sack was the quarterback Martin. Then he stumbles and falls back inside the 5-yard line. Out of the shotgun, straight drop in the end zone, looks to fire it away and it goes incomplete. Robinson Wayne skying in the air to try to bring that one down. He just got nailed. 37 will take over, first and 10. Handoff goes to Blades. Nothing there that time, caught from behind by Stockard.
Freshman defensive lineman making the play there.
Martin now the gun, takes the snap, straight drop back as pressure comes in off the blitz, and the pass is intercepted as it is picked off by Clayton Power.
What a time for your first career interception. Power gets his big mitts up there, pulls it in, falls to the ground, and the Bearcats take over at the Southern 37-yard line. What a play as Tillman Martin grows INT number 2 on the day.
Rookie back to pass. Straight drop, dumps it on the left side of the flat. Wide open Myers, sideline to the 25, to the 15, to the 10, 5, into the end zone. Touchdown Northwest.
The Lions can't stop the clock, and Northwest is going to get out of here with their third straight W.
21-14, and the Bearcats pick up the victory.
Well, we have faith and trust in each other the whole game. Our coaches were pushing it on us to just come out there and execute, and they put us in the right places to execute, so we did.
What I tell you, I told you we were going to come in.
It's just there's no such thing as being disappointed to win. We've worked too dang hard, to not enjoy these. I thought defense did a really good job. I think this was a game where I'm really seeing, Coach Bostwick and Coach Davis and Coach Wilrick come together and really make adjustments on some things that, kind of hurt us, early on. And then in the second half, we didn't really see any. I think that's going to pave the way to success in the future. I think the better we do adjustments and make adjustments, the better we're going to be. Offensively, I think the tail of the tape is going to be the red zone. It was not the output you wanted. I think we were 2 of 5. When we were in the red zone, had some turnovers that, either we fix and get better, or we don't fix and we're average. And we'll work on that. But to win on the road, I'm excited for these guys, and they came away with a win. This is a good ball club. It's gonna, they're gonna upset a team or two throughout this year because they know how to play and they're playing the right way. But we got their best shot today and still came out on top. So I'm excited with where they're at. And we'll take it. Now we're gonna enter a stretch. In my mind, that you look at before the season and you say these are really good ball clubs coming up. This is going to be a meat grinder of a schedule that we need to be healthy, as we can. But we're going to find out a lot about our team and where we're at. And so, you got UCO coming up first on Family Day at home, and we're excited about what that crowd brings and what Family Day means to us, to the players, the fans. But the football side of it is okay. This is a playoff team. They're ranked 16th in the country. We went down and got a win. We didn't play our best football, and we got to figure out a way to beat this team. And then you got Central Missouri, coming up, after that. You got a Fort Hays club. They were picked to finish ahead of us, in the conference, all right in a row. And so, we're going to find out a lot about where we're at, and I think we're in a good spot. I think our kids are believing, they're winning some ball games. They've, got some mojo, and some confidence. They know, this isn't an accident. We faced adversity. We're going to face some more as we go, but there's not going to be any more easy games the rest of the way. We've got to figure out a way to just get to the fourth quarter of some of these and find a way to win, and just keep teaching our guys how to win, and how to face adversity, how to fail, and how to get back up. And last week, again, I don't think it was a failure or anything like that. It's a win, but I think we probably went down and thought it was going to be a different type of game, which we're just not good enough right now, in my opinion, to say. You can't say, well, we're the preseason number 6 team. This is Missouri Southern. Well, because we're the Bearcats and they're the Lions, we should win by 50. It's not the case. We were a 6-5 team. We've got to be happy with whatever scores we get. If you get a win, that's great. You know what I mean? Because you want as many at the end of the year. You don't want to say these close wins or not. They all mattered. So I want to make the UCO game as ugly as we can. That's a great ball club that we got to try and get into a fist fight, slow them down with their offense, and then find a way to, get a win and get some more confidence, and then take it to Central Missouri. Take it to Fort Hays, take it to Kearney. And just keep matriculating your way through the schedule and finding ways to get some wins.